Hello, guys. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So we will continue our today class. Let's do the quick recap right before we start. So until now, what we have learned is basic CSS properties. Your goal should be mastering box model. Basic CSS properties like text, font, background, color. Okay. In box model, we have border, margin, padding, right, width, height. These are the few basic properties. Once we understand that part, then we learn flexbox, right? So we have done the flexbox yesterday. Next is now we can use all this by understanding the layout of the web page, right? So let's dive into the layout part. Okay, so here we're gonna have many layout, right? So I will just add in 1 2 3 as we progress, right? So the first one today, we're going to work on the layout one part. So the first thing, always index HTML is our index HTML page, right? So let me change this to layout one, right? And then I'm gonna add the CSS file. So click here and new file, style.css. Step one, always when you have new CSS file, try to reset, right? Add the reset here. How you do? Margin make 0, padding is 0, box sizing is what? Border box, right? So this is what you have to add. Now I will connect this style to my index page. So link, right? That's how we connect. Done. Okay, so let's look at the things we're gonna do, right, during this layout exercise. This file you're gonna find in our GitHub. Let me close all this, right? Yeah, there is so many things open. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's see. Let me go to the GitHub, right? And Marn stack 1, right? HTML, CSS. In CSS, I'm gonna look for readme file, which is here, right? So if you go to the bottom, you will find Google Doc practical exercise to complete, right? I will just open this file, and this is what you will get, right? So just look at body is one of the wrapper. Just try to pay attention here, right? Body is this web page, right? The outer layer. Okay, inside body we have a header section. So you can, if you look at this area, right, that is header. Header has a nav bar, right? Nav bar there inside the header. Okay, then you have the another section here on the left side, right, and another section on the right side. Okay, now each section has header, then article. So left section has two article, right? Look at here, first one and second one article, and the footer, right, also. So both has footer as well, and the main footer also, right, for the main section. In article, if you look at the article box, right, inside article there is a header, paragraph, sidebar, footer. Same thing here, article has header, paragraph, footer, right? On the right side, you have section with header and navigation bar, right? Then there is a footer. So normally this structure you will get, right, most of the time. If you understand all this part, I mean, that's good, right? Just imagine everything has a wrapper, right? Wrapper. and you structure it or you lay out with your you can use like flexbox to layout, right, or grid, which we learn later after we finish this layout part. Then we're gonna do some of the important few more css properties, grid, right, and then we work on the projects. Okay, so there will be 3 to 4 projects to work on, right? But this part is important. Layout is very important, and that is what we are focusing right now. Okay, so the next thing, so try to create yourself, right? Just try to create yourself inside the body. Make sure the first section is header. Then you have this section, left and right. See how you can do that, and the footer, right? In the left section, you have like section inside. There is 2 more section inside, which is like articles, 2 articles, and they all have some content inside, right? So try to complete this. That is first thing you guys need to do. That is like a homework, right? So let's start our challenge 1. So the question here is how you gonna create a box, right? One box. Inside that there is the heading 1 and 3 paragraph, right? 3 to 4 paragraph. Okay. Now this box need to be 50% of your parent box, right? Clear? The text color is here white, and the background color you have given here, right? So create a div with the background color of this heading 1 and 4 paragraph you add. So a learning outcome, we control the text with 50%, right, of the parent box. So basically this text box will be 50% of the parent box. So let's try to do that. So here, right, I need a div or maybe section, does not matter, right? Okay, let's say this is one section. Inside I have heading 1. I'll just put lorem maybe 7, right? Okay, then I have 4 paragraph. 1 paragraph, lorem, enter, right, and it will give me this text. 2 paragraph, 3 paragraph, 4 paragraph, right? If we go live view, you see it looks something like this, right? So the first thing is background of the box, right? How you gonna make the box background? Okay, like section, this is the section, right? Section has some background. Okay, so what I will do, I'm gonna give a class name and let's call it hero section, right? So I will select my hero section and give a background color of what is the color? Let's get that color, right? Not here. This one, okay, fine. Okay, you can make a color of also, right? You can give a color to white. You can do that. That's fine. So let's check now. Let's go back and check our layout. So it looks something like this. Let me minimize side by side, right? So it looks something like this, right? You can see it's touching the border everywhere, right? So I can add some padding. Let's add some padding. Top and bottom maybe 50 pixel. Left and right I will give 20 pixel. That's fine. The top and bottom 50, left and right 20, right? So it looks something like this. Okay, so let's continue. You can see here padding, right? Top and bottom, left and right is 20 pixel. Top and bottom, left and right 20 pixels. Now the question is, the next question was how you can make this content, right? 50% of the parent. So if I expand this one, how we can do that? So there is different way, right? What is the right way? That's the point, So when you have, remember one logic, right? When you have more than one element, so here is heading 1 and there are 4 paragraph, right? You need to make all this 50% of your parent box. So this is a parent, right? So I mean, you can select heading 1 and paragraph like this and give a width of 50%. You can do that, right? Look at that. It become 50%. See? But right now, if you have many width, right? Many paragraph and many headings, right? With throughout the website, which you don't want to be 50%. So that is problem, right? Because with this, all paragraph and heading 1 will be 50%. And that is what you don't want. So what is the solution now? Just keep in mind, right? When you have more than one line of code, or basically 2 to 3 element, more than one element, right? Here is one heading 1 and 4 paragraph. That's the trick, okay? If you have more than one line of code, make sure you wrap with the container. So I need to control all this, right? So for that, I need to put here new container. So let me make a div and wrap, right? Okay. Until now, no change. Until now, right? You see no change because we have not done anything yet. So I can give a class name here and call it hero. Let's call it wrapper, right? Wrapper or hero text, maybe like that. So hero text, right? So inside here, I'm gonna select dot hero text. Okay. So now I can give a width to this. Fine. And it's still same now, right? Look at here, same thing. So by doing this, I no need to worry about paragraph getting 50% or heading 1 or any element inside, right? Text element getting 50%. Always look for a wrapper and then use that wrapper to control your text. If I go back and give up maybe background color, let's add a border, right, to this wrapper. 5 pixel, solid red. See that? That's the wrapper box, the div. That's the 50% of the parent. See? Now, right? Now you can go and select dot hero text. That's one, right? And give it a margin bottom, right, of 20 pixel. Okay. You can do the same thing with dot hero text paragraph, and margin bottom, right, of 20 pixel. You can do that, or maybe 15, right? So it looks something like this. Now, if you want, you can increase the font size here. So you already selected, right? The font size, you can make how much? Let's make it 45 pixel, right? So it looks something like this. Or maybe let's make 60, right? 60. Nothing wrong with that. So I didn't make some mistake here. Okay, so not that one, right? Hero padding, that was 20 before. Here is my H1 font, right? 60. So you can see now it looks something like this. So see, when you increase the font size, right, you have enough space. The line height also increase. So how you can remove the line height? So you can make line height. Let's give a line height, right, of how much? I think 0 point, let's make 9, right? 0.9, that is percent wise, and see if that work. So you have to look in I mean, you have to just check how much will be okay, right? If you make 0.6, maybe let's say 0.6, right? Then they just cramp together. Look at that. So that is percentage, okay? 160. This would be like 160%, something like that. So 0.9 will be okay for 60 pixel, right? Okay. Fine. Yeah, that looks okay. Same thing, you can increase the font size for the paragraph, right? So how you can do that? So let's go back, and here you can say font size, maybe 24 pixel. You can experiment, right? Does not matter. So this is the first challenge you have to complete. So what we have done, we created one section. One more thing, right, before we I conclude this, why I did not give a width, right, 50% to the parent. Why? Because I want the background to be 100% of my body, right? Body tag. Okay. So that's why if I go back and give a width of 50%, right? See, now I don't have complete background here. Okay. I don't have, right? If I expand, you see my box height increase, the section height increase, right? But the width is 50% of the body, and I don't want that. Okay. So the main section must have width of 100%, so that background will cover the complete width of the screen. Complete width of the screen, right? And now I can go back, and inside, right, I have the wrapper, hero wrapper or hero text box, which is just for controlling the width of the text. That is 50%, right, of the parent. Okay. So this red box is 50% of the hero, right? Hero. So that is all we have to do. Good to go. So I can remove this. No need, right? So it looks something like that. If you want, you can add border, does not matter. You can add border, right? 2 pixel, solid, orange, and that is what we get here. See, that's the hero text wrapper. So once we finish this, so we can go back and add the, let's commit, git add, commit -m, right? Challenge 1, and git push. Oh, did mistake, right? It will be git push. So git push. So it will push all this, right? Fine. So let's look at the next challenge. I mean, you can see how you can create the box, one box, then an inner box, right? And add that background color. Okay. So you just need to give a padding to the main box, right? And then you will have that space, there. Something like this, it should be, let's, for example, below this section, I have another section, right? And inside I have a div. So I can call it, let's call it class name of section 2. All right. And then there is a div. So class name of section 2 underscore, let's call it wrapper, right? Not wrapper, but div, a box. Fine. So now if you go to the CSS, section 2, and then give a background color, So I want to add something, a margin top, right? But first I will give background color of, let's give it maybe purple. And then section 2 underscore, what was that, box or something? What is the class name? Box, right? Give a background color of gray. Okay. So if you look at right now, right, you don't see anything because there is no text. Okay. So how you can bring that box here, right? How? Because there is no text, that's why you don't see. But soon you add some text here, right, and save, you see that that's popping up, right? So I don't want text, so that's why I'm gonna use a and I will expand this section too, right? Expand it by adding padding. So top and bottom 100 pixel, left and right maybe 50 pixel, right? Just imagine. So see, it looks something like this, right? I want to expand this also, gray box now. So I mean, that will be too much, right? Let's do one thing. Okay, fine. Let's add padding first here. Top and bottom maybe 200 pixel. Left and right maybe 50 pixel. Let's see what happens. So you see something like this, right? You see that box expanded already. So if you don't want top and bottom 100 here, you can leave it top and bottom maybe 50 and left and right 20, right? Just a little bit. So you see, and you have the box here, you know, top and bottom 200, left and right 50, right? That is still fine. See how you can create the box. If you want to separate, right, both of them, in that situation, you know, you have to look for the parent box, okay? Parent box, right? And try to give the margin. How you can do that? So parent is section 2, margin top of 100 pixel, and it will remove, it will be pushed down by 100 pixel. See, there is a gap 100 pixel in the top of this box. So please practice this, right, and understand what is happening there. Padding, use of padding, right? Okay. So let's continue, right? Let's look at the next challenge. Here we need to create this design. This one, right? So we just learned, we have learned just now, right? I mean, now if you look at this, if you look at this, right? Let's see if I have the something to draw, right? Page marker. Okay, fine. If you look at this whole thing, you know, this is the whole body, like a body. Okay, inside there is a one section which is width 100% of the body, right? Now you're gonna have another wrapper, right, which is in the center. Now look at here, like this. It is something like this, right? Then you have another section below this place, you know, one section, right? And I mean, you can let have that section 100%, okay, the main section 100%, and there will be another subsection which will control the text, right? See, in the center. Okay, it's too much. Let me, basically what we have to do, right, we have to, you know, like find the wrapper, let's say wrapper, right, which will control everything and put in the center. I think that is a better idea, right? Wrapper like this. So we can define the width of this wrapper, okay, this width of the wrapper, right, whatever, and then put that in the center. And inside this wrapper you're going to have another box which maybe 50% or 60%, right? And this is 100%. That is fine. So that's how we're going to do. So we just need one wrapper. Okay. And then the sub wrapper right inside that. So let's design this quickly. So I'm going to go to the project. Challenge 1 is done. Challenge 2, right? Let's do that. Here I'm going to have index. Okay, so I'll call this challenge 2. Then link our CSS, which we don't have. So let's create one. First, I will add the universal selector with the reset margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box, right? Okay, fine. Now I'm going to connect that to my index page. Done. So if you look at here, right, I will divide this website into 2 sections. First, right, this is the first section. Let me, okay, I can change the color. Okay, leave it, no problem. So this is the first section, because I need background color complete width of the body, right? And that's the second section. So I need 2 sections, right? Section first and second section, I will do that. Okay. So let's call this class name of hero, or maybe let's call it header, right? header header. And or I believe header. Okay, no problem. Whatever you can give, does not matter. And then the hero, right? Hero section. Fine. That's the 2 section. The first section has h1, lorem maybe 6. Okay, and then there is 1 paragraph. Right? Okay. Now I will move to the second section here. It has heading 2, lorem maybe let's make it 5, and you have 4 paragraph, right? So let's add p tag, one, 2, 3, 4, right? 4. So done. Now if we go back and live view, right? Let me close this. I don't need that now. Live view. See, it looks something like this. So the first thing, if you look at a design, right, I have a lot of space inside, top and bottom. So I'm going to work on the first part now. Okay, so let's do that. Let me close all this. So the first one is header, right? Dot header. I will give a background color of what was that background color? I'll just copy from here. Go to this style and copy this one. Okay, save. So you see there is a background color now, right? You can add also color of the text, white. Good. So you have this section, right? I need a lot of space on the top and bottom, right? So what I can do, padding, right? Top and bottom, I will make it, let's make it 100 pixel. Left and right, I don't know what to give, right? So for now, I'll just make it 20. So it looks something like this. So the problem now, right? How I'm going to make this in the center? Let's say I don't have left and right. Left and right is 0, okay? 0 pixel. Why? I will just tell you now, right? No padding on the left and right. See, there is no space on the left and right. But I need to bring this content everywhere, top and bottom, in the center, right? So there is a concept called wrapper. You define the wrapper, right, and use in every section in order to align your content in the center always. Okay, this formula you're going to use now. So let's give a wrapper. So I'm going to predefine the CSS, right, for this wrapper. So I will say width is, make it like 1200 pixel, right, for example, width. Then you give a max width of width is 1200. Let's see width 1200 pixel, max width how much? Not 1200. Let's do that. Let's do opposite, right? Width you give in percent, right? So make it maybe 80%. So width will be 80% of the body. See the body, this body is right now 100% from left to right. So now width become 80% in the any screen, right? 80%. But I can I can again define the maximum width, that is 1200 pixel. So now it will never grow more than 1200, because in case of a large screen, if the screen is more than 1200 pixel, right, like for example your big screen, 22-inch screen, or laptop, not laptop, yeah, even laptop, right, or TV, 80% means very big, still big, right? You don't want that. You want fix your website to 1200 pixel, that's it. Then you're gonna apply margin. So if you save now, right, look at here, if I expand, let's give, I have not used this wrapper yet, that's why I'm going to use it. So I need to control my text, I need to put this in the center, right? So div class name wrapper, and I'm gonna wrap now, right, everything inside this div. Same thing I will do here, because I want to align exactly this text and this text properly, right, in the same position. So that's why I have to use the same wrapper everywhere now. Let's give a class name of wrapper and save. Now look at here, my box now is just 1200 pixel, that's it. We can give the border, right, and check that. So here I will say border 5 pixel solid red. So that's it. See, exactly they are aligned properly. Same width, 80% or 1200, right? Max is 1200, because my screen is 22-inch, right? So this is big. So you can see 1200. But if you go to the small screen, that is 80% now, right? If the screen is less than 1200 pixel, that now your box will be 80%. The only thing is how we can put this in the center, right? And to put something in the center, we use margin. Why? Because all the margin is in the right side. So you have to distribute the margin left and right, both, right? And that's the reason also, right? I did not give padding on the left side. I did in my box, right? In my main box, I did not give padding on the left and right. Okay. So because now we have a lot of margin, and the margin will be okay, right? You don't need padding, margin, all in the same place. So margin, top and bottom 0, left and right is auto, right? Auto. Now look at that box. 80% is this box, so 10% on the left, 10% on the right. So margin left is auto, margin right is auto. This is shorthand, right? But you can write also like margin left auto and margin right auto, right? You can do that, and it's the same thing. Clear? So what I will do, I will always use shorthand margin. I don't need any on the top and bottom, that is 0, and left and right will be auto. So we have learned that in the box model, right? Fine. Okay, so we control our text now. Look at okay, so we have control our boxes now, right? The next thing is to control the text, this text inside. Now that text need to be 50% of the wrapper. Again, I said when you have more than 2 line of code, right? Here is one paragraph and one heading, right? Heading 1. In that case, what you will do is you're going to create the new wrapper here now. So div, let's give a class name of header text, like that. Okay, and wrap this, right? So you will call the header text and give a width of maybe 60%, and save, and that's it. Your text is 60%. See, now you can define dot header text h1 and give a font size of 60 pixel, right? So it looks something like this. You can reduce the line height and make it 0.9, right? So it should be something look like this. Fine. You want to give like margin bottom, right? So let's give some space below that heading 1, okay? Around 20 pixel, or maybe 16 is okay, right? So let's see. Yeah. Now you want to select paragraph. So let's select p tag, right, for all paragraph, and I'm gonna give margin little bit margin bottom of maybe 16 pixel. So all paragraph I need for all, right? And also give a font size of 21 pixel. Okay, good to go. Fine. Now I will come to the next section below, right? So that is what is that section name? Hero. So I'm gonna select dot hero. Let's add a padding inside, right? Padding top and bottom maybe 20 pixel, left and right you don't need. So let's give a 0. So that's why you see some gap now, right, from the top. This red box is wrapper. Okay, if I give a background color here, right, background color of red, see that's my section, but I added the padding inside that section, right, 20 pixel. That's the reason there is some gap now. Okay, fine. So now hero heading 1 dot hero under is okay dot hero, right? H2, there is heading 2. So I will give margin, basically margin bottom, right? Margin bottom of maybe 20 pixel. Let's add font size also, right? Font size of 36 pixel. Okay, and we almost done. That is all we have to do, right? I think, yeah. So if you look at the design now, right, see, if you want, let's say you want to control this text also, right, and make it around how much, let's make it around 80% of your container, right? So how you can do that? You can do that easily, so I mean, that is okay, you don't have to do, right? It looks fine. But if you want to have 80% here, you can just wrap another box inside, same like what we have done, right, to this. So yeah, so that is good enough for this project. Let me wrap up now. What I will do is I'll just remove the border, right? So when you practice, right, make sure like each steps what we have done, right, make sure you get it clearly. Okay, this is the main confusing part, right? It takes so much time to understand. Okay, just repeat this couple of times. If you understand all this, it will be easier for us to do the next project, next thing, right? So yeah, so tomorrow we will gonna work on the next challenges. Challenge 3, 4, most likely 5. We'll finish up to 5, right? And then next week we're gonna start the remaining. So with this all challenges, what we learn is how to structure our page, right? Each section, okay? How you structure the website. That is the first step. And second step, we move to our projects. Okay, we're gonna take a couple of projects and then solve that, right? So you guys create the GitHub projects and work on that one. Okay, project, maybe whatever the project name, and then try to complete that. All right, guys, so I'll stop here. Thank you very much.